other side of it. That's my whole fucking take. And on the Doge thing, it seemed like too aggressive, too disruptive. Not a fan. On the tariff thing, it just hit. We'll see. But that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of like, well, whatever. I'm fine with resetting the chips on the table, and hopefully we, end up on a better side on the other side.
Yeah, but there's no other side. There's just tomorrow morning, and then the next tomorrow morning, and the next tomorrow morning.
No, because in your mind's eye, you're tilted and you're a super fucking Republican right-wing dude.
I'm not a right-wing dude. I'm a Doge. I believe in conservative fiscal responsibility. You don't believe in financial responsibility? You want to run yourself into debt and not pay your debts? Nobody wants that.
I know.
We're in a fiscal crisis. Go to usdebtclock.org right now to see the fiscal crisis, to actually see how much you owe.
You ready for Trump to cut you a check?
No, I don't. There is no check to be cut. The government's totally broke.
The big boogeyman. The big boogeyman.
I don't know if you saw Elon Musk's, what was it, in Wisconsin, in Green Bay? Some girl came up and she said, "We've heard you've discovered a lot of money. When do you think you could maybe send us a check? We'd appreciate it." And like, when you hear a young girl say that, you're like, holy shit, like, yikes, this is sad, because you know what? We could have distributed all this fake money to ourselves, but we decided to basically mostly give it to corporations, and, NGOs and foreign governments, and bribery here and bribery there. But listen, Doge has done something, and Donald Trump has done something which no one has ever done.
I like how you just say that. You're just like casual about it.
They're exposing woke spending. The fact that we as taxpayers had no transparency into woke spending is a big issue. It's a huge issue. Woke spending is that is what Doge is. Doge is showing us woke spending. Go to x.com/Doge right now. x.com/Doge right now. Who here can retweet x.com/Doge? That's right, woke spending. Go to x.com/Doge to see see how triggered little JR is? He's a little rascal. He's so triggered by x.com/Doge. It lights his candle.
Well, I'm just calling you out on your bullshit, because all this tokenization...
x.com/Doge is not bullshit, sir. You're projecting.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, actually, I'm starting to notice something about you. Are you a personality? Because if you're a personality, that means you're actually trying to fucking demonize me, because you're trying to keep your follower count afloat, because you may have opinions that allows...
You're projecting, sir. We all have opinions. Go to x.com/Doge.
Okay, I'm starting to understand where you're coming from, brother. You are trying to keep your business afloat because you're an influencer.
I'll put it in the chat. x.com/Doge.
All right, what's your name? Let me look you up on fucking Twitter. What's your name on Twitter?
x.com/Doge.
All right, let me check this bitch. Let me check this bitch ass shit out, bro.
Oh, Delta is here, a real man. He gets coffee for his wife every morning, then goes and shoots his AR-15. Tariffs, let's go. Tariffs, let's go, Delta. Tariffs, let's go.
That's I've been following that account. Stop being a bitch ass. You're the spokesperson of it. You're like the fucking bitch
I'm the Doge spokesperson in this room right now. Look at my name. Just look at it. Just look at it, JR. Just look at it. Doge. Go to x.com/Doge. So, Delta, do you feel liberated today? Did Donald Trump bring you one step closer to liberation? I feel more liberated today because I know a lot of salty Canadians, and I hate hearing Canadians complain.
I actually wasn't listening to Trump. I was listening to generals and astronauts and Northrop OG's Calfun stories. What happened today?
He had a meeting with the United Auto Workers, and he brought out a big panel of all the countries and the tariffs that they're going to have to pay, and he set a 10% minimum tariff on all imported goods. So the stock market crashed, down about 5%. And so tomorrow could be a very interesting day. It will be a very interesting day because technically it'll be the first day of liberation.
Okay. Glad you're having fun with that.
I don't know if you heard Elon Musk actually declare that this is the second biggest revolution in American history. Maybe bigger than the first. And it's a government revolution. That's what he said. That's what he said to Brett Baer. And he reiterated it. So if this is a revolution, tomorrow is the first day of the revolution. Total liberty.
He's done a lot of cool things. He's also the biggest African-American welfare queen.
No way. There's got to be bigger. Way bigger than him.
Yeah, he makes billions a year in subsidies for Tesla.
That's nothing.
Into the valuation by hundreds of billions.
Okay, so Trump.
Welfare, he was in Africa. I said African American.
Yeah, I had to think about that. Actually, I think he's technically more German than he is South African. He's always talking about his family from the East Side, post World War II and how they had to live underneath communism. So I get the feeling, and he loves Germany. He loves German politics. So
that's true. He probably is on the side of make the trains run on time.
100%.
He probably doesn't even appreciate full American freedom. He wants like some Germanized version.
He does, but isn't it interesting that technically him and Trump are both German? So it's like the two most powerful people. I mean, even maybe J.D. Vance.
You know who else is German?
Who?
Peter Thiel,
who
is the puppet master of J.D. Vance.
Yeah. Peter Thiel definitely is a puppet master, and I know that because I have witnessed people trying to sell Palantir technology or Palantir software to lawyers. And lawyers and their IT budget is huge, and Palantir is definitely fully integrated. I almost said infiltrated, but it's really integrated. But I don't know. I haven't been to one of his elite sex parties in a while, so I'm feeling left off the elite sex party ship.
Yeah, same here, sort of, I guess. I'm the one person, at least as far as I know, who was both invited and then subsequently disinvited from Heretical. I was too heretical for Heretical. The guy who runs it used to follow me on Twitter, and now he blocked me. Which lots of VCs follow me and then block me. And some of them even follow me even after I repeatedly talk shit about them. I don't get it.
Well, Adrian Dittman has blocked about 10 of my X accounts. And I find it amazing that Elon Musk has the time to individually block accounts. Well, he's only got 250,000 followers on Adrian Dittman. But if you interact with that account, he will see it. Like, he will actually see your interaction. He will read it. But if you interact with him on Elon Musk, there's no way he will ever see your comment. I mean, I don't even know how you can have 260 million followers. You have to, I don't know. There's no way to really look at those many comments and likes and retweets and know anything about your audience.
To get blocked by a lot of big accounts. I got blocked by Mark Andreessen, Chamath, David Sachs. I got blocked by a lot of people.
So
Nassim Taleb.
Donald Trump said today that Meta is going to invest $500 billion in the United States. $500 billion. I'm like, what is the market cap? How much cash do they have? Like, what is that? What's that timetable? I mean, that's a big, bold claim to say Zuckerberg and Meta is going to invest $500 billion in the United States. Like, what more could they invest in?
That MSB is going to invest $500 billion in the U.S. It's like everyone's investing $500 billion.
Well, I hope maybe they build us a new fucking city. Couple new super cities would be pretty cool in this country. Have you ever seen anything new in this country? Like, just look how these people live in Dubai. I mean, yeah, the Sphere is really cool. My sister wants to go see the Grateful Dead in May, and I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to go. It's supposed to be really good. It's not just amazing. Yeah, top notch, top of the line, the best in the world.
Yeah, Denton Company is supposed to be quite good. Also, Delta, your mic's a bit windy. That's not the mic. It's some weather in Tennessee. A bunch of tornado warnings or something.
I've seen Dead & Company in Chicago, and it was cool, but I was under a lot of stress when I had to go to the concert because parking is impossible. Like, you basically have to Uber everywhere. Parking is impossible now, like for these big mega events.
You know what parking is impossible in European cities? It's terrible.
Well, technically what Trump did today was reframed the United States relationship with businesses. Like, it's probably barely a reframe with other countries. It's technically all the businesses of the tariffs.
Yeah, of your whole.
No, how could you criticize reciprocation if a country is going to charge us 50% to bring a car in and they get in here for free? It's like, yeah, now you got to pay the same. It's like, I don't understand. What's the problem with reciprocation? Any criticisms with Trump? I don't know. What kind of criticisms do you have for Donald Trump, Dr. JR?
No, I'm asking you. Like, it was a fucking simple question. Can you critique?
No, I have no criticisms, only praise, and I praise God that he does what he says he's going to do, and health and wealth and strength and joy come to him. I mean, I don't understand why people are so negative on presidents. Like, even Joe Biden, it's like you pray he makes the best decisions he can make, but he had no idea what was happening. His auto pen was approving everything. No insight over the Interior Department. $100 billion contract here for a fucking survey. I mean, listen, we were being scammed. Taxpayers were being scammed. It's clown world, and clown world is only partially deconstructed. The deep state is real. I don't know if you saw the JFK Oliver Stone testimony, but in that testimony and multiple testimony, they say that LBJ and generals or colonels at the Pentagon and the CIA killed John F. Kennedy, and it's a living conspiracy. So, are people going to get arrested? I mean, they've already revoked all these security clearances from everybody, so, I mean, the new government is empowering. People on this app are delusional. They come on here and they project the way they want to see the world, but they have no power, no influence, and they're here because they got nothing better to do. And they're probably lonely and bored. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to project.
So what should I do? Because I want to believe in everything that you profess. I want to be a follower. How can I be a follower of you, Mr.
Just
Doge?
go to the gym tomorrow and read a book and sit in the sun. And, you can follow yourself. You don't need to follow the Doge. That would be my advice to you if you wanted to doge yourself. Come on this app and read a book. Stop listening to these conversations and having conversations on this app. It's a total waste of your life, total waste of your time. It goes nowhere. It's like talking in a forest, and there's nobody there to listen to it.
Speaking of which, I feel like your skills are much better used on other audiences than here. Just putting it out there.
The thing is,
or better practice, I might say.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it's hard to just say I'm going to avoid this thing because it's correlated with, wasting time and doing dumb shit. You need something else that just naturally draws you away. So you can't be like trying to not be on Clubhouse. You have to just be so enthralled in some other thing. You're not even trying to, which I just noticed to myself whenever I start working on a project and I just really get focused in that, I don't have to try to not be on Clubhouse. I'm just not on Clubhouse.
I mean, you want to be in a flow state, that's all I'm just saying is if you go to the gym and you read a book and you sit in the sun, like you're going to get into a flow state. I mean, you're going to reprioritize what you have to do and you're going to do it because the problem with this app is it's very sticky. Like even if you hear it in the background, like you're still listening to the conversation, you're processing the communication and it distracts you from paper you probably have to read, fill out and submit and do other things. Like it is using your brain in the background. And that's the problem with, using this app.
Probably mostly
Why
saved my
the
life.
fuck are we talking about using the app? I was talking about your conviction with any criticism, any criticism of Trump. Like, dude, I get on here because I want to talk about real shit. I'm not using it as a crush.
I mean, see, Mr. Doge is practicing his career, and you guys are wasting your time.
Right, Jer, what do you know about real sick?
Wait,
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
who said that?
It's me,
Who
Delta.
sounds like that? There's only 6 people on stage. El Chorizo has been asleep for a while. Sam has been silent.
Jer's trying to be the new Lamar.
What was the question?
When have you ever done anything?
When have I ever in my life done anything? What?
Real. You said real sick. I'm saying, what do you know about real sick?
Oh man, I can't even answer that question, bro.
Just a little too much reflection. You know what? Like Doge said, you just gotta go out in the sun and think about it, you know? You'll come up with some answers. And I'm like, that's just me being real with you.
I'm not good with interview questions. Like,
JR, how many pull-ups can you do?
not many because I'm injured. I made the mistake of wearing sneakers and I stepped on snow.
Would you break?
So I slipped.
Or you stepped on snow and the snow hurt you? I thought snow's soft.
No,
It hurt his ability to do pull-ups for sure.
I made the mistake of wearing sneakers. I stepped on snow and this was actually on Valentine's Day this year. And I slipped, fell, hurt my back on some cement stairs. So I am in recovery, so I can't do any fucking pull-ups.
So do you think that when you speak on here and you sound a little agitated, do you think that your agitation comes from physical pain as well?
I think it's more emotion. I think he's in more emotional pain.
Wait, those two statements by both of you guys are completely irrelevant. Usually when I'm on the chat, I'm shit talking and making jokes. And then when I'm on stage, I am either presenting a topic that I want to talk about.
Well, I mean, the title is "Do You Feel Liberated?" And I'm just saying, like, I do a lot of yoga and I stretch and crack my body all day, every day. If you have back pain, how can you feel liberated? You can't, because you've got physical pain. That means you can't be limitless. That means your body is reminding you every second, oh my God, your back hurts. You don't feel liberated. My back hurts.
Stop trying to be the cheerleader here. Dookie, stop trying to be the cheerleader. All right? Like, you, don't even try to bring back the point of the fucking room title. Nobody's talking about the room title.
Oh, I gotta go lay down. My back is hurting.
Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're boring me right now with your lameness. You're being lame, bro.
That's not true. I got people watching me on YouTube in my other clown house rooms. They're all giggling. They're laughing. They're having fun. They're smiling.
I could tell. I already knew you were a fucking farmer. I knew you were a social engagement farmer from the get. And I wish, don't even link me to your shit because I'll fucking destroy your following. Do not make the mistake of giving me a link to your socials because I will fucking shit on you so hard that your following will unfollow you. So check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'm such a weird guy. I don't think you can get my grandmother to unfollow me. I have like 300 followers.
Oh, damn. What's up, girl?
Now,
Yo. waiting for you all night.
So, I mean, the point is, the reason why I created this Doge account is because Doge politics is the politics of the future.
I'm talking hella.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. JR. Didn't mean to interrupt. Hi, Dr. Mahmoud. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum salam. Good evening, Dr. Doge. And JR, I can open my practice tomorrow and look at your back. And we can prescribe you some medication.
Bro, yo, you guys are, all of you are funny. All of you are like constellations in the sky, and all of you are equally funny, but I tend to be funnier, so catch up. Come on, guys, catch up.
Are you projecting? You sound very self-centered. Maybe that's why your back is hurting. You're putting too much strain and pressure in your lower back. My back hurts. Ah!
It's a well-known fact that back pain can create delusions. JR is the perfect example.
No, I'm serious. There's this book. It's called How to Cure Your Back Pain by Dr. John Sarno. And I had terrible back pain. I read that book, and it released so much like strain and, pressure in my lower back. It's so psychosomatic. It's unbelievable. Once you actually do some like neurolinguistic reprogramming, it's amazing how much you can relieve pain in your body by words, which is unbelievable. But, the brain somehow processes these words related to this information, and it reduces pain in the body. So it's amazing what the brain can do.
Admit it. When you go to sleep at night, you have a little noise machine, or you do some gay shit. Like, how do you go to sleep?
I usually roll over on my left-hand side, take my second pillow, put it by my thighs, and go to sleep.
Nah, you're listening to some gay shit. Admit it.
Are you projecting, Dr. JR?
He's listening to you, JR.
Is this what gay shit is? Oh, I forgot. We're in a Bitcoin maximalist room. Of course this is some gay shit. Sorry, guys. I forgot which house I was in. I didn't realize you guys were that whole Bitcoin crew that's been here for years. Just like sometimes you're totally silent. Everybody's working in a vibe. Then other times you guys are just amazing, people sharing amazing stories about yourselves in the most intimate detail, embarrassing. But, technically, this is, in my opinion, a roast room or like a game of one-upmanship, because you guys are very zen in here. This is definitely the most zen house on Clown House. Many other rooms are ghetto trash zen. You guys are the creme de la creme of zen. Let me just say, you guys are the, what's the term? What should I use? I'm going to come up with something good.
It's kind of amazing how no one seems to realize who you are or something. I don't know.
It kind of sounds like Jolta doing a bit.
Can I call you Eddie? I'm gonna call you Eddie.
Just call me Doge, please. Please use my PTR name, please. Doge, and my last name is, I believe, Republican. Doji. You can call me Doji if you want. Bouger, touche, bouger.
Who is this nigga?
What I really like to know is who mod him. That's the curious part.
That's why I moved him. What does it mean?
Oh, you gotta protect your little space like a primal, a big ape or something. Silverback, I think is the term.
He is a very large ape. I can attest to that.
Silver Bitcoiner. So, Dr. Jimmy, do you feel liberated today with your champagne bottle and your cool tuxedo? Hello? So quick with that trigger, but you ain't got a good response, huh? Kicking me to the goo like a communist is what you are. That's what communists, they do. They kick you in the face. You're a real communist. You're no Bitcoin maximalist. You're just a communist in disguise, Dr. Jimmy. This is liberty now, a revolution now. Jimmy's still stuck in his communist ways. He must be a Marxist. Hello, Dr. Jimmy? Are you there?
I don't know about any of those things. Genocide Jimmy is really just all about the genocide.
Where are you genociding? Do you not use a baby wipe in the morning after you take the Cosby kids to the beach?
Whoever needed genociding that day.
Usually women and Jews in general.
That is despicable. Oh, hi, Dr. Bridge. You're in my comedy room. Welcome. You guys should talk to Dr. Bridge. I think you're going to really like what he has to say. Hi, Dr. Bridge. Welcome to Do You Feel Liberated? I'm here with a bunch of Bitcoin maximalists who talk about nothing all day long and waste all their time. They accomplish nothing. They're mostly lonely and bored, but hey, Bitcoin all the way. How are you, Dr. Bridge?
Very well, thank you very much.
Excellent. Welcome to the comedy room. Is there anything you want to tell these Bitcoin maximalists who are trying to feel liberated as opposed to being liberated?
They wanna change to Bitcoin, you said?
No, they're already invested in Bitcoin. They're Bitcoin maximalists.
They're playing the Bitcoin now?
All the time, every
And
day.
that's because they acknowledge what the Federal Reserve is on its way out?
Yeah, they believe that we're so far into debt that we'll never be able to turn the tide and pay it back.
That's right. It's going to be a major bailout. There's going to be a lot of, yep.
So do you think Sailor Moon, that bearded guy, and all the advertisements with the Bitcoin stuff at Micro Technologies or whatever it's called, like, what do they really do? I mean, do they just have an account at Coinbase?
You know, to be honest, I would say that you know more about the subject than me. I do have a friend of mine. I have a friend that is pro Bitcoin, and then I have another one that's not. So for me, I just, I get information from both sides, and honestly, I don't know. If I had to choose one, I would say, I don't know if Bitcoin is going to be the next blah, blah. I don't know.
Bouger, touche, bouger. It's all politics.
Yeah. I mean, from one currency to another, the main initiative is to present a trade, right, for something that the earth gives for free.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin is not saying free resource-based economy.
So I can
I don't think that much.
I'll pull it back up.
That's a good quote, right?
All right, Bridge, hold on. They're gonna bring me up. Why do you think this is recorded?
Remember him. You don't know him? You guys are dumb. So it's fine.
Seems like a good bit. It's enjoyable.
I don't understand why you think this is recorded. This is a guy named Bridge who followed me from another room. I don't know him that well, but this is his honest response.
It's not a recording.
I don't understand how you think this is memorable.
What do you mean memorable? Do you think any of your rooms are memorable? I have more videos of your room on YouTube than you guys do. I mean, have you ever just Googled, a Bitcoin Clubhouse, and looked at your rooms and listened to what I filmed? There must be like 50 videos on YouTube. Yeah, I've been recording this room for years and putting you guys on YouTube. It's unbelievable. I know you may not like to hear that, but hey, it's a you problem. You guys come on here and talk about nothing. It's a waste of time. It's a problem. It's a problem for everybody in this room. You guys don't talk about anything. I mean, I'm just kidding, but it's just my shtick, to encourage you to go to YouTube to see what you might find.
Do you get like 10 more views on your videos?
No, I really just do it for fun because, I want you to have fun with it. I hope people have fun with it.
This is part of history. This is going to be part of the Bitcoin history. There's going to be some person 100 years from now who writes this on Bitcoin.
My videos will be on Wikipedia one day.
Bro, it'll come out so twisted too. There's no way for it to not.
I don't know. People don't even.
We're gonna be like people complain about us like the people who complain about the founding fathers owning slaves. That's what we're gonna be basically.
Man, I don't own any Bitcoin, and I don't think I mean, I own some, but it's nothing.
You own Dogecoin?
No, I have a Coinbase account, and I bought some Bitcoin like a couple years ago. But I don't know. I still like the stock market.
Against the Bitcoin. Who will win?
Man, I mean, the Newsmax IPO, if you could have caught that would have been nice. And Newsmax as a company itself is very exciting, because conservative media is exciting. This is a revolution. I mean, Newsmax is capitalizing off of a revolution. Like, it is real. I mean, there are a lot of red hats out there, they don't wear them publicly, but there's a lot of red hats, and it's an economy. I mean, Truth Social, Rumble, laugh about it all you want. They're who's in power. So, and it's only 100 days into the presidency. I don't know. I mean, this is the destiny. And there's just a lot of upset, sad, depressed people who don't know how to process it, because now their life has become the Donald Trump podcast and the Elon Musk podcast. And they don't like the programming. Do any of you Bitcoiners in here, have any of you followed cannabis stocks, particularly Cresco or other cannabis stocks that are, worth basically nothing?
I stopped paying attention to them a while ago. I don't think I ever followed that one in particular. But it was kind of like the ICO bubble of shitcoins in 2017, it seems like.
I mean, the Cresco's at like 67 cents. It's like, I go to this, I buy the products, I go to these dispensaries in Chicago, I smoke weed. And if you look at the stock, I mean, I don't know, the dispensaries have employees. These companies have employees. They're growing cannabis, selling cannabis. But the stocks are worth nothing. And it's like, So all of their revenue goes to administrative expenses and salary. Investors get nothing. Um, you know, it's like
How many shares outstanding are there? And what's their like revenue and EBITDA?
I could pull it up, but I'm just saying like the stock is at like an all-time low.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems like that happened to all of those companies. I haven't really followed like any of the fucking math or what's gone on with it, but that was definitely the trend.
Yeah. It's amazing because like they're selling product. I don't know. I think people just the whole process captures the monetization, and there's like nothing left for shareholders. So how could that be? I mean, do the cannabis stocks need to be doged? You know, like does it need to be automated? Do the robots need to grow fucking weed?
It's probably like that. It's such a like hyper competitive industry. Also, there's weird regulation. Like I know the shit they tried to pass in Florida was basically like a scam to put like 4 companies in control of all of the growing and shit. That's why it didn't pass. And so they're really competitive with each other, and they're probably all in such like an expansive phase still that all of their any profit goes into like opening more stores and grow locations and shit. So yeah, there's no real like profit happening, but you would think off of the revenue and shit that there would be increased investment, which makes me think that they're just like diluting the shares. But like I said, I haven't looked at any math.
Yeah, there's one company that puts out pretty good weed. It's called Cresco Labs. Ticker symbol CRLBF, down 30% year to date. The market cap is 3.65 billion CAD, which I believe is Canadian. So it's a $3.65 billion cannabis company at an all-time low at 66 cents, but it's still 3.65 billion. I mean, the all-time high, it's like in the 15s, which would have put it out like
tiny market cap though.
that would have put their max market
what's
cap. Anyways, the company's obliterated. It's done 75% in 5 years. It's a horrible investment.
Oh, it's been the stock's been out for that long, and it's 30% this year. I don't know. That's kind of wild.
I don't even know what the. Let me look if I can see the financials. The dispensary by my house got bought by P. Diddy. So the enterprise value is $737 million. The current price to book 0.49, price to sales 0.32.
Sounds like a bad investment.
The EBITDA is 6.42. Profit margin is negative 10%. Return on equity negative 14%. Quarterly revenue growth down 5% year over year. Net income available to common shareholders negative 74 million. So you'd be a sucker to buy this piece of shit. The cash is 137 million. Total debt 639 million. So how the fuck do these companies just not go to zero? Because they're worth nothing. I don't understand. Make it make sense.
Looks like it's headed there. Who cares?
It looks like a what?
It looks like it's headed to zero. Who cares?
Yeah, but how can it go to zero? Because cannabis is profitable. So it's the executives most likely just eating it all up. If they're losing 73 million a quarter or 300 million a year, I mean, that means these executives are making 300 million a year.
A lot of the Canadian stocks are just also garbage because Canada fucking sucks. And I don't know. Ask Florida Bitcoin sometime about like the profit margins in cannabis. They're kind of non-existent.
I mean, we just looked at the profit margin. It's negative, so it is non-existent. Anyways, I'm just saying it's amazing that the stock is still out there. It's not a deal. I mean, it's not, the operations aren't going to get better. It's already like, they're not going to expand more. Everybody who smokes already smokes. Like, it's fully built out. It's like fully integrated. And it's just like a dead business that's negative. And it's like, it's too bad because like, it's just too bad. See, that's the problem. That's why I'm saying Doge is so important because at the federal level, it just doesn't pair up with, it's even worse because it's federal, because it's government. It's made up. It's not real. It's not an actual ice cream store. They don't sell anything. So the fact that the U.S. government is so broke, um, I don't know. I'm just saying that transparency is the best solution because there's no point to fear money. I just fear that we're not greedy enough. There's a book, it's called The Practical Rights and Necessities to Demand Everything. And if we, the voters, we, the taxpayers, we are the nation, I'm just saying that we may not be greedy enough.
Do you remember in like 1999, 2002, weed was like 25.50 or the really good shit was 30.60. It's the same price now. And dollars have inflated
Thanks,
like
Hollet.
400%.
Fuck. What kind of an omen is that? This is
Well,
like,
in California,
I'm recording this shit, Hollet, because like it's important to record this stuff. I don't want to repeat myself forever, but some of these thoughts are kind of unique or one-offs. I'm not going to have the thoughts again, so I record it.
It was only ever profitable because it was illegal.
Right. The black market gave it the nice margin and exclusivity. I mean, when it's, in every street corner, it's like becomes a Starbucks. It's like, well, then Starbucks should technically ask the government, like, why can't we sell packets here at Starbucks with our coffee? Like, this type of regulation is, over-regulation, and all your protocols and weed czars and state and all this bullshit. It's like, can't we just get national liberation? I mean, can't Donald Trump give us more liberty? Like, that's what he needs to focus on. He has to maximize our individual liberties to the maximum extent possible. Otherwise, it's all in vain because there's so much debt that you're asking people to work their whole lives for 20 years just to try to get close to getting, back on track. I don't know if you heard Chairman Powell's testimony, but he says this is a 20-year path and it can't skip a beat and it can't, collapse. There can be no difficulties. Like, they're not even calculating in black swans. So it's like, I don't know, become an internationalist, because of the situation, I mean, do Americans have to consider, safe havens? I mean, it's that bad. Like, it's just, there's better options if you're smart. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
So the question remains, does anyone here feel more liberated today than they did yesterday? Because today is the first day of liberation. Anyone? Anyone?
I didn't catch a lot of what you said, but how can you calculate in a black swan? Isn't that like what a black swan is?
I'm saying that Chairman Powell is not calculating in some type of adverse event, which throws the GDP and the consistent growth into disarray. Like Chairman Powell, he's it's such a wild position to be in, but I don't know. I'm just saying that to ask the American people to pay this debt is a big ask. And there's not even a whole lot of thanks. Like, at least JFK said, ask not what you can do for your country, what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. So where's that ask? It's like, what about this generation that just got out of college and you're like, you're not going to we need you to work 50, 60 years before you can retire. And your property taxes are always going to go up. So there's no real reform. And the fact that you have to go to work to pay your property taxes for your whole life proves to you that you're not free. There's no liberty there. Real liberty is really owning your home, meaning that if you can't go to work, you still own it because you don't have to pay property taxes. That's real freedom. That's real kingship. That's a castle.
Can I ask you a question?
What is it, Dr. Helen?
So are you broke because you bought Cresco Labs or Doge at the top?
Doge? What do you mean, Dogecoin? I don't buy crypto, but no, I own some Cresco, but I sold it all and I lost probably, just a couple $100.
So you admit that you're broke?
No, I'm not broke. My boat gets put in the water tomorrow. I don't think people who are broke can have a boat put in the water at the beach tomorrow.
I'd say the real answer is the choice of acting career.
This is non-traditional. Clown House is a different platform. Some people, they made it all at AMC, at Universal, at Fox Studios. Clown House is my liberation. The fact that you're even platforming me shows me how bored you guys really are. Oh, I didn't tell you that it's your roast, not mine? Welcome to the roast. Do you feel liberated? This is a barbecue party put on by Donald Trump and Team Doge. Welcome to the roast. Can somebody pass me a Miller High Life and some orange juice and the coleslaw, please? Thank you.
All I got is MPD, sorry.
No, I think Clown House has been fun, but I bet you there's somewhere in Doge where they're going to be like, yeah, these data brokers were buying all this data on behalf of the National Security Administration. And it turns out that Clown House CEOs were making a lot of money by selling all this useless data to the NDAA. Don't you get it? There's absolutely no reason for this non-monetized app to exist unless there's a backdrop paying for all these useless conversations. I mean, have any of you ever done a survey and gone across this app and thoroughly listened to the totally useless conversations that happen on this app? Are we not just monkeys socializing?
Well, the rest of them are definitely monkeys.
So what, I do believe that the whole, I don't know if you know who Hermes Thoth Trismegistus is, but basically is a wizard with his monkey. And so I think the symbol of the monkey, or the cosmic monkey, is how do we turn our brains on, to higher levels of intelligence, essentially. So it's called the genius effect. And I think a lot of, super wealthy people somehow figured it out. So does anybody here know how to make yourself smarter? I think books are the only way, personally. And there's ways to amplify your comprehension or integration while reading a book, but to me they're external hard drives. So does anybody here enjoy a good book?
I do, but how do you feel about audiobooks?
Yeah, it comes from a book, so it's an audiobook.
I listen to a lot more audiobooks these days than I actually. I'll still read on the plane sometimes, but that makes me tired. So most of the time, I just listen to an audiobook on 1.5.
Well, I was at this Peter Thiel elite sex party in Malibu once, and he was reading from Marcus Aurelius in a bikini, dressed up as a woman. And I gotta say, I was kind of surprised to see Adrian Dittman there, but they're all a bunch of swingers.
When I was there, I think he was reading Prince, some Machiavelli.
So do you think there's a Machiavellian aspect to Clown House or to this room, or a Nietzschean aspect or will to power in these rooms? Or is it all the same? Is will to power and, Machiavelli essentially the same thing? Or is one governance and then one is revolution? So I love the title of the room. Thank you so much. I mean, I do believe in self-roasting just as much as I believe in, creating roast. I think a roast is technically the best type of Clown House content. And, one of your darlings of the Bitcoin Mastery Room that you guys love being in 7 days a week, all day long, is Issa Watermelon, the Guatemalan. And what I'm trying to say is, Issa is an awesome person. She's super funny. She loves to have fun on this app. She's, got a great voice and she's very smart. And, she spent a lot of time in this Bitcoin room. I'm wondering, what kind of high value conversations you might have had with Issa. Anything interesting, anything memorable? Did you learn anything?
Just the normal, Muslims are bad, Jews are good. That's about it.
Yeah, interesting. Muslims are bad, Jews good. Interesting. It's kind of like a yin and a yang, Cheese on a pizza.
That's exactly what I'm getting for dinner right now. I gotta get there before they close.
So what's Bitcoin at today? Anyone?
I think it went up to 88.5, down to 83.5, and now it's somewhere between there.
So what do you think about Peter Schiff when he says that, the government, the federal government, or the Treasury and the Federal Reserve buying Bitcoin is really just the bailout? What do you think about that?
I don't think about anything Peter Schiff says.
Do you know that his father was murdered in an IRS prison?
Yeah.
Chained to a bed to die in his 90s? I mean, what kind of government does that to its people? All the guy was trying to do was publish liberty books about freedom, philosophy books. The government destroyed Peter Schiff's father, murdered him. You don't think Peter Schiff isn't going to be a little salty? And they took his bank in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
They seized it.
Bank away. Yeah, that's I feel like Peter Schiff is he should have been in the tournament of Bitcoiners, because he's a Bitcoiner for sure. He spends too much time engaging with Bitcoin stuff to not be a Bitcoiner.
Well, he wants to merge, crypto and gold. That is the real future of currency. And I think he's right. But, he makes money from Euro Pacific Capital because the wealth management business puts a couple $1 million a year in his pocket. And his wife puts out the most amazing music content you've ever heard. Wow, his wife is a talented musician.
Yeah, I didn't know that, actually.
I'm being facetious. She's just a hot chick who plays music. But I like gold. I mean, gold is like at an all-time high. What, 3,100 an ounce or something? And
Yeah, I heard that today. It kind of surprised me. I still have some gold from back in the day, basically. But some Kruger Rand sitting in my special place.
My dad gave me a Kruger Rand for like every event and a whole collection.
Of the 1 ounce ounce ones, or like all a bunch of them, bunch of different sizes?
They're all the same 1 ounce.
Yeah.
In 1999, before the Y2K thing.
Yeah.
So they were all from his collection. He just like is slowly giving it to me.
That's cool.
Well, you got
I
it.
actually bought mine after because of Lethal Weapon. What was it? 2 with the South Africans in it, and they got a bunch of Krugerrands. So I probably bought ones after Y2K. The people who bought them for Y2K were dumping them, but I mean they've increased in value substantially. Just it's been a long time too.
So I used to own a stock called Kinross Gold Corp. It trades on the NYSE ticker KGC. $16 billion market cap, up 164% in 5 years. I mean, technically, Peter Schiff has a lot to gloat about in terms of the miners. And, you know, you could have picked these stocks up. You know, they were very cheap, but are they really still worth what they are? Is it all just relative to fiat? It is, right? So if that's the indicator, it's going hyperbolic. It's going Weimar Republic. Is Donald Trump and Elon Musk, Adolf Hitler, and Joseph Goebbels? Anyways, I'm looking forward to going to Mars. I think it's going to be great. I heard Chipotle and McDonald's are going to be the first to open up.
Not good. They'll have a Subway there before that, for sure.
Who eats at Subway? I can't stand it. I can't believe people eat at Subway.
They have like double the amount of restaurants of any other chain.
I don't understand. I don't eat bread. Does anybody here eat bread like that anymore? I'm just like got no interest in eating that bread. Even Jersey Mike, any other sub? No, I'm good.
I'll occasionally have some Jimmy John's, but no, last time I ate Subway, it was the first time in like 6 years, and it made me sick. It was not good.
Jersey Mike's giant number 8 fucks so hard.
The giant, dude. That's a lot of.
What do you get at Jimmy John's?
Number 1, the Pepe, dude.
Damn, you get the Pepe?
Who's I put a giant away and I don't even think twice about it.
But Jalta, what's your next morning like at 7:30 a.m. when you take the Cosby kids to the beach? Like, what are you thinking about the next day?
I also just ate a pint of Ben and Jerry's half baked tonight.
Oh, damn.
I wake up and I drink 2 Celsius.
They're not woke anymore, right? Tom and Jerry's, Ben and Jerry's not woke.
Who cares? Ice cream's ice cream. Fuck 'em.
I know, but like the whole thing was like, didn't the fucking CEO get kicked because he was too woke or something?
Ben and Jerry's has always been this super liberal ice cream.
I've really let myself go lately, though.
Yeah, that's what you were saying when you were talking to John.
So wait, how many pull-ups can you do, Jalta?
PTR and you tell me.
Oh my gosh. Globulus. Globulus Maximus.
I don't think they've attempted a pull-up in like 3 months. So I can tell you.
That's beta cock. I mean, that technically means you're having erectile dysfunction. Do you even get hard-ons anymore?
Not gonna lie, I got so hard the other morning at like 4:30 a.m. It woke me up. But that's because I drink a combination of creatine, glutamine, and L-citrulline every day.
Jesus, you sound like a machine. Where do they make your model?
They don't make it anymore, but you can find them out there at a premium.
So how much do you bench press, Dr. Jalta?
I don't max out, but for reps, about 280.
Wow, that's pretty good, Dr. Jalta. So, does anybody here have a trad wife? Anyone? Anyone getting coffee for their trad wife tomorrow morning? Anybody?
Working on it.
Anybody here with a trad wife? Anybody want to speak up and admit I got a trad wife?
I mean,
Anybody?
anybody in that clubhouse at late at night have a train with.
I mean,
I
I
did get
be a
Lisa,
traveler.
but I don't think she was a trad. She portrayed herself.
Because I was swiping right on Hinge and this liberal atheist Democrat, she was like, "Ha, you're looking for a trad wife. Good luck." She said, "We'll never get along because you don't have gay friends and you don't support trans." She made an assumption. I mean, I come on Clown House every single day. Do you know how many gay people I know from this app? Do you know how many gay people I know in the real world? A lot of gay people, but I'm not friends with men that dress up as women.
Do you accept trans?
You know, there is a bar. I live in Chicago. There's a bar called the Green Mill, which is Al Capone's bar.
No, I know it.
Yeah, there's all these men that go there, older men that dress up in very, fucking, I don't want to say exotic, but I guess like austere or, just like professional female. Anyways, they fucking dress up like women. It's very like, professional, I suppose, and strange, and just like so strange. I don't know what's going through people's minds, but, should it be illegal? And then the thing is now because of Trump, we don't have the whole LGBTQ, CRT, BLM, DEI. We don't have all that anymore. It's like disappeared. Like it was all a vapor, but it's still out there. It's living in the memory of all the programmed people. So this is like a cultural revolution just as much as it is an economic revolution because we've exposed woke spending. So this is the best of times and the best of times. I don't think this is the worst of times. I think America has like so much room for growth because of how big the world is and how we essentially have maximum liberty of speech and freedom. I can't emphasize enough how incredible Elon Musk is, like in terms of the Matrix. He is the Neo. He is like, I don't know if you support Elon Musk, but I fully support him. And, he may be having his 18th child, but who am I to judge? I have no kids, The man has 18 children now. It's remarkable. He's going to be like a Jewish Talmud Chacham with like 300 relatives because he's got so many kids. He's unbelievable. Each one of those kids is going to be worth like $10 billion when they become 21.
So, do you accept trans people?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's illegal to dress up as a woman, but the transgender surgery and all the Medicare, Medicaid that has been going to puberty blockers and hormone treatment therapy and transgender reassignment therapy. Like I've actually looked at some hospitals' transgender reassignment therapy brochures. And, if you're a woke liberal Democrat atheist and you're thinking about cutting off your son's dick and the government's going to pay for it, we might have a problem. If you're an illegal alien from El Salvador and you're in prison, but yet you want to have a transgender reassignment surgery and Kamala Harris was going to cut your dick off and have some Dr. Vinny Boombots do the surgery so you can have a prostate drip because you wanted a vagina, we might have a problem. I don't think taxpayers and voters signed up, to fund that type of operation. But who am I? I'm just a douche. No? Not even a giggle? Sometimes it's just as important to make people smile as it is to make them laugh. the great, Norm Macdonald said. I hung out with Norm in Vegas at the World Series of Poker for the whole day once. He was a remarkable man. He looked like a bum, but he was funny as hell.
I love Norm.
He has blue eyes and it's hard for him to look like a bum.
Have you read his book? So ridiculous.
What's it called?
I don't fucking remember. I have no idea. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's just a ridiculous story that's, not that he just made up. It's called like The Story of My Life or some shit like that. I forget what it's called. Based on a true story, that's what it's called. But I listened to the audiobook just because he read it, and it was, it's funny, but it's not going to get any smarter from that book, that's for sure.
Where's Will C? He recommended a book to me that I actually read. There's no fucking way he read this book. If he read it, he would have never recommended it. It was like a manifestation girly book. I actually enjoyed it.
Sounds like something you would do.
I ended up not hating it, and just considering some of the things that she said, I did manifest an amazing opportunity, but I know for a fact he didn't read it. He would have never recommended it, but I appreciated it.
He's not even like that.
This morning I woke up and I manifested a good dookie.
If you can't sleep right, they say you can't shit right. Somebody on my YouTube channel wrote, "Dear God, what is going on here? What side of the aisle is this? Is this guy a communist or a Nazi?" After hours, market is crashing because of the tariffs. Our economy is crashing. Inflation is getting worse. Our old allies are no longer our allies. The VA has been gutted. Is this the winning?
When was the VA not gutted?
Was it not gutted? What do you mean, when was it not gutted?
I mean, it sounds like they think it just got gutted.
Oh, maybe the
In other words,
employees or something.
Commie and Nazi are so overused dog whistles that they don't even mean anything anymore. When I see someone use them, it's just nonsense.
What are the top 3 dog whistles?
Nazi, MAGA, commie.
But you would agree that Bernie Sanders is a communist and that AOC is also a communist and that there are communists or socialists or Marxists. But the craziest thing is they're not bankers. They don't have a hand-in-hand relationship with Chairman Powell. Chairman Powell or the Federal Reserve isn't going to be like, yeah, we love your new spending program, AOC. Let's just flush it all down the drain. Let's give Stacey Abrams $2 billion for her NGO. Here's Stacey. Here's $2 billion for pulling the rug on Donald Trump. Is there anybody here who thinks that Trump is a very sophisticated charlatan? Or is, anybody here that doubts his credibility? Anyone? And I'm talking about Michael Crooks and the Pennsylvania shot. Was that just a WWF event? Anybody here think that? Anybody here speculate on that? Anyone? That this whole thing is like kabuki theater? That it's not destiny, it's trickery? Anyone?
I wouldn't claim to know, but it was convenient for him.
I mean, or was the fact that the candidate was Kamala was all you needed to know, that she's not a legitimate candidate?
That was the biggest possible factor, right? I mean, it was. What's the thing I said about it's like, well, honestly, I feel like without fucking Cheney and George W., and then also like, Sarah Palin and fucking John McCain, there was like that, there's no other way you would have gotten Obama, right? And then without Obama and all of the other shit that went on, and then specifically Hillary Clinton, you never could have had Donald Trump without Hillary Clinton. Right? Like, no one likes her. Fucking no one likes her. I don't know why they kept running her, right? And then, I mean, we know where it went from there. It's kind of like astounding. Like the layers of like, you never could have had this without this. And here we are.
It's like the media wants the voters, the taxpayers, to be upset about Liberation Day, about reciprocal tariffs. It's like the population's like, tariffs seem like a pretty good idea to me, like as long as it balances the books and it's common sense and reciprocal. I don't understand, why is the media telling me to hate tariffs?
Fish. I had Tom Kha Gai Thai soup tonight with some chicken, and then I had a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and now I'm mixing epoxy and fixing a broken vent. I wish you could smell the smell in this room right now.
You're 46.
Why do people go to the gym, on a full stomach and fart as they lift weights? I just don't understand. Like, why do you want to go to the gym with flatulence, indigestion, gas? Like, who wants to go lift weights when you're all farty? Like, I like to go on an empty stomach. I don't know. That's just me.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't go to the gym within 2 hours of eating, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm laughing because I got crop dusted at the gym a couple months ago, and it made me think of it. It was really just, it was quite disturbing. I'm with you.
Even the grocery store checkout aisle, some people, they're sitting there, paying the groceries, and they're sitting there farting, and you're like, you eat a lot of bread, you drink a lot of soda.
Dude, the airplanes is what fucking kills me, though. We all have to share this little tube.
Yeah, you would expect everybody to be on their best behavior in the airplane, but there are some people who are just, we live in an age of, it's an epidemic. It's an obesity epidemic. And, Robert F. Kennedy is trying to right the ship and get all these fat, disgusting farters to lose the weight. But some of them think it's funny when they realize you're inhaling the gas. And I knew this girl that died of the vaccine from Pfizer, and she said before she died, a fart is just air passing over a turd.
She's not wrong.
Poor girl died in her 30s after she took the Pfizer vaccine.
You can't cure apathy. How are you going to do that?
No, it's a trick question. So is there anyone in the audience who's listening to this conversation and giggling or laughing or having any, thoughts, opinions, ideas, anything you want to share with this amazing Bitcoin maximalist house of Bitcoin that has persisted and survived amazingly? I don't know. It's like the LinkedIn of autists. No one even has any questions. Let me look at the chat. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely no response.
I'm not autistic.
Are you?
But I do love ass, and I do love burgers.
If we were to look at Down syndrome as an index, do you think you're 2 standard deviations from the mean?
Well, let me ask you, what does deviations mean?
I don't remember the percentage breakdown anymore, but it's all relative anyways.
Anyone ever tell you you have a good voice for radio?
That's why we're on the radio right now.
Yeah,
I wasn't asking you, Mr. Has a good face for radio.
Literally 5,000 people will have viewed this conversation on YouTube when I end it. We're somewhere around 2,000 plus.
I didn't think you count that many.
Are you streaming?
Yeah. For some reason, today has been the biggest YouTube live stream day I've ever had. I've had over 10,000 people watch my live stream, which is like unbelievable. I don't know why, but YouTube algorithm is revealing this amazing phone that I have. I don't know why, but it's happening. If you build it, they will douche.
Aren't things really boring right now, for the most part?
Are you serious? Elon Musk is on Fox News declaring revolution. Donald Trump is declaring liberation. People all around the world don't know what's happening because all kinds of communication are going out they've never heard before. So the world is activated. Most of these people watching this shit, I don't even think are in the United States of America, especially at night. I think it's a lot of international people, but anyways, I'm going to leave this, running. I'm not going to leave it on your room, but, when I go to bed tonight, I will leave my YouTube live streaming and I'll just play an audiobook. And when I wake up in the morning, there'll be like 10,000 plus viewers. So, eventually these accounts that I have will hopefully get monetized, but it's, we'll see. I mean, you can't actually, yeah.
Like sometimes I'm flipping through YouTube shorts and it'll bring up, a live, and then I'll go over to the lives and I'll flip through those, and
There's a lot of just fucking nothing, dude. There's just people doing the stupidest shit in the world.
There's a lot of
There's a few dozen people watching, and it's like, who the fuck is watching all this shit, you know? And then I watch it for like, an hour ago.
I've seen some interesting YouTube lives, like celebrities when they go live, where you're just like, ooh, damn, like I can't believe, like this is like a big time celebrity going live. And it's very, the Justin Bieber, I don't know if you've seen the Justin Bieber footage of him like all, fucked up, but people love celebrity live. I mean, Britney Spears, if you go to Britney Spears' Instagram or YouTube.
Dude, I've seen her Instagram, and that shit's entertaining to say the least.
I mean, I don't look at it every day, but like I'll look at it once every couple months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and it's just like, wow. This is amazing. Like, I wish I had a house that nice. I wish I was laying in a pool, with Britney. But she's all by herself, and she keeps her panties right above, her labia. It's like, this bitch is so low IQ, but yet also somewhat IQ, high IQ, because she knows she's gonna get fucked over because she's got a lot of money, but she's dating, the dopamine. So it's amazing. It's unbelievable. She's like in a bubble, and her panties are just over her labia.
Dancing around poorly, mind you, with knives and shit. Like,
but she's not a bad dancer. Like, if you look at her stage performances, and her big events and stuff, like she's top notch. So you can laugh that she is retarded and stupid, but I mean, she's still a better dancer than my big dumb bald ass. Britney Spears, her Instagram and her YouTube is so cringe and so crazy.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
But yet it gets so many views.
It's really sadder than it is anything else.
I don't think so, because it's just amateur, it's not porn, it's just amateur. But it's like, how could she be so oblivious to know she could like monetize on that shit, but it's just so fucking amateur and like raw. It's like, why doesn't she put more production? Like Jack Black, have you ever seen what Jack Black puts up in his TikTok and shit? You're like, damn, this is CGI and amazing and hilarious and fucking really funny and creative. Then you look at Britney Spears, shaking her, her labia lips, and you're like, this is actually maybe better than Jack Black, because it's just so amateur and raw. Like, and fuck Jack Black anyways. Like, he hates Donald Trump. His band, they're a bunch of Satanists. They would hope Donald Trump got assassinated. Like Britney Spears doesn't pray for Donald Trump's death. She's just a good old Southern girl flashing her labia lips.
I think the difference is that one of these people is mentally disturbed and lacks competency and management.
She lacked competency when she was with, the pool boy who took her for a ride. She needs a real Doge Republican to help set her straight.
if you're saying she should be in the conservatorship again,
she needs to come out on stage with Kid Rock and do an all-star salute to Donald Trump, our commander-in-chief. That's my opinion. Save Britney. I mean, you guys talk to that trans Britney in this app every single day, and that is the most foul-mouthed, disgusting faggot. And I hate to use the word faggot, but that is one foul-mouthed, disgusting, obnoxious faggot who loves to talk all kinds of shit, and it's like, damn, like, you are so annoying. I couldn't even imagine having to.
Britney is not me, but Britney is not trans.
Oh yeah, that faggot's trans, all right. That is disgusting.
he's like whoever's grandpa we were talking about earlier, who they're all the same thing to him. Britney's hilarious.
Dude, he's fucking chill as fuck in real life too.
Yeah.
But dude, speaking of those fucking shorts, the like live shorts, I've recently gone down a weird rabbit hole of the scratchers, that do scratch off tickets.
Oh yeah.
It's like better degen shit I've ever seen.
First, I got onto slot machines, but then that quickly moved over to scratchers, and they got like the fucking special coins, and they like sell their coins and give them away and shit too. It's the fucking craziest thing proceeding.
Weirdest shit. And like, there's so many of them, and it's like you had a really good night if you got a 50% return off of like $1,000 book of tickets.
I saw this one dude, and he was like, "It's time for the lightning round," and he grabbed like one of those big ass like paint scrapers and fucking just pulled the whole thing. He pulled the whole thing of a lottery ticket, so it scratched them all off at once. And it was like, Jesus, dude.
Have you ever?
They have to be making more money from the live, to make up for that, obviously. So
I don't think most of them are, dude. I think most of them maybe off of like TikTok they are, but dude, off of like the YouTube Shorts, most of them don't have that many subs and they don't get that many views. I kind of think they're just degens. They're just scratch off.
Or they're just hoping that they'll get to that point where they can pay for it, and they're dumping their own money into it. I mean, honestly, like, I'm in a lot of convenience stores for my job and shit, so it's like I see degens on them scratch offs all the damn time. So it's not a big surprise.
It's fucking sad.
What's up, people?
Yo, what's up, Miguel?
Yo, hey, dude, Richard's here, man. Invite him up, dude.
So check out this guy Scott Richter. I used to work with him, and he owns a big strip club in Denver in Westminster called Platinum 84. And he has a big ad tech company called redirect.com, and you can monetize any traffic through him, but he has a YouTube channel called The Big Jackpot, and he goes and he travels to all these casinos and he films himself playing slots, and he's an influencer, so he's got like 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, but this is like his big business. And I don't know if like he gets paid by the casinos to go in there and promote the casinos, but he also has an app in the App Store, and he owns one.com. He's legit. His name is Scott Richter. He's probably worth, I don't know, 200 million. He's called the Spam King. He was on The Daily Show where the Federal Trade Commission labeled him the Spam King because he used to run an ad network called affiliate.com, but his name is Scott Richter. I don't know. I'm trying to post his YouTube in the chat, but it's not working. He's got a great strip club.
Yo, Richard, what's up, dude?
Not much. Probably should be sleeping.
Yeah, what time is it over there? Like 2 in the morning?
Yeah, a bit of after 2.
Damn, dude. I'm trying to finish some statistics homework. Taking some college classes again, man. Statistics sucks, dude.
Well, talk to David Bobadilla down in the audience. He's a math professor. He's got a PhD in mathematics. He could tell you the truth of the earth.
Dude, Miguel's stats. What do you mean stats is like the worst? It doesn't really.
You don't know about the truth of the earth?
I don't like qualitative business analysis. Those are the only stats that I really did. But at the same time, yeah, the idea of homework 20 years removed from it sounds horrible.
Yeah, 90% of stats classes suck.
I know that I crashed our university finger server and no one got service anymore. I was getting a statistically random sampling of users and sent way too many requests to validate whether they were actually valid usernames.
That sounds like something we would do.
Sounds like something the Spam King would do.
Were you doing like a random?
And that exposure could be
addresses, about 1,000 randomly selected
and that
students
exposure.
with a survey.
Holy shit, dude. Was it a random sample originally?
Yeah, no. I ran it so the Ohio University user IDs were 2 letters and 6 numbers.
Yeah, the Citizens United entity is a legal citizen.
Check the functionality.
These 2 principles, and so my
The Citizens United is
speaking of permutations, man, and millions, is Plumnet Playground still up, Richard? Do you still have that thing?
Technically, I believe it is still mining. Randy was the only one who's really been doing any maintenance on that anyways. Like Mutiny, so Zebnet, which nobody really was still interested, we were kind of early, we use internally at Zebedee. Then I open source that. That's essentially a fork of Plebnet Playground. Ben the Carmen forked, and I only did that under pressure from Ben because he's like, hey, just.
Why would a nigga go out on a woman in that shit and say he had kids? That shit. I don't know if not your kids and I brag on it. That's not my name. So I was like, yo, you tells her. She told me she's reserved. She said she's an introvert, you know, and I respect it. But
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, bro.
To fast forward to the sexual part, not to be a pervert, how did it get to the sexual part without y'all making out? Because I've never been in
Yeah. Remember, we got talked about this.
Here we go again with Ion asking all his dirty sexual questions about gay shit and fucking this and that.
Like, I don't want to know all that.
Oh man, this fucking roast. Roast.
Religion was the main factor. Of course, technology, proper defense, protecting your. This is very important. Cooperation with other fellow brothers and sisters in faith from different countries to ensure the protection of Muslims. This is.
Assalamu alaikum, Dean.
Oh, this guy, man, he's always hyped, like, all right. But Sam, does that answer your question?
I mean, not really, man. Like, I get that you can say, like, oh, we were disunified and there's tribalism and interest, and it's like, nothing escapes the fact that it is weird and implausible that the people with the book from literal God himself aren't doing amazing compared to everyone else. It's like a kind of surprising fact. You would think you wouldn't expect that. And I just want you to please consider the idea that perhaps this book was written by a man, and that isn't the perfect word of God, but rather just a wise man's, for his times, advice on how to live. And it was really good for his time. It created the Islamic Golden Age, but that we, as a civilization, as we grow and develop, we have gained moral knowledge. We've gained scientific knowledge. We are outgrowing this book that was written by a wise man, but you can only be so wise. And that no book written nowadays is going to be wise to someone in 2,000 years. Like, you can read,
can I just...
you can read, some of the best ancient thinkers. They don't have the subtlety and the nuance that we have today. Because we just understand more. We've just developed. There's been progress intellectually, morally.
You're not making sense right now because if you're talking about written books, like every book in the Quran or the Bible was written by men. Just like if you go to study a test, you read a book regarding whatever topic that you're going to study for and be tested for. That's written by man. So just because it is written by man doesn't take any validity from it.
Well, if you're thinking that the book is the literal words of God himself.
It's not the literal words, because that's the point. It was written by man.
Most Muslims disagree with this.
We disagree with that. We believe it's the literal word of God.
Yeah, and I'm saying they disagree.
No, you say it's not. You say it's not, but that's an opinion. My opinion is, yeah, right. So instead of saying factual statements, we can say we believe.
The only one in the room.
There's something wrong with your fucking hearing aid. Somebody needs to recharge that shit.
Go ahead and go down because you really don't want to fuck with me, okay?
That's crazy. Don't be threatening people. That's just not cool. And the thing is, when people come in here, right, they speak all this spiritual power and this intelligence. Is that
One Michael, whoever's supposed to be speaking, I'm modding this bitch too.
Yeah, it's just the thing is that somebody's saying something, and the thing is, like, I've never said one bad word to you at all. Never told you to shut up. I never said nothing disrespectful when you come at me, and that shows you if somebody's a spiritual or wise individual, then act like it. But then some people speak it that they are, but then they tell people off. So if you're in here, you should nobody get.
Allow the guy to speak. You can't get me straight, so let him speak.
Let her finish. We know you want to be the evidence. I'll do the same shit, Chief. Chill.
Oh, who's gonna tell these agents on stage?
No, it's just going.
We gonna pack them up. We gonna pack them up. Why they here? What we doing? We gonna pack them up. That's what we doing. They came on stage. What's up? What y'all here for?
How are you gonna reverse autism if you packing yourself up and self-roasting yourself at your own barbecue?
No, you're not kidding me here. Oh,
that was good. That one was good. That one was good.
So make sure that the abuse or whatever your Grammy thing is. I mean, is that the case? Let me just double check again. Yeah, Grammy. Yeah, okay, cool. So just I'll wrap up very quickly. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and I'll be out of here. Is that okay? All right. I'll just take that as an okay. So, Moses, just recap main bullet points.
God damn it! What the fuck?
That's the first thing you know.
Moses said, "Let my people go." Moses' ear is ringing off the wall tonight. For those of y'all named Moses.
Guys and girls, like, look, it's not it's serious here. Like, Moses is like referencing the Quran, like, just non-stop. Muhammad is.
No, yo, we just told you no.
He's mentioned 4 times.
Hello. Hola, adios, we don't want to hear about that. You forcing this on us. You're forcing this on us. You're forcing this on us.
Sometimes you need to expand your mind too.
Truth speak. Get used to it.
No.
You're
Y'all can go call each other the fuck up if y'all want to go do all this asalami con bacon shit in another fucking. Y'all can call each other. Alright?
And man, those bitch, you never know what he means.
That's what you're sounding like, Miss Soap Lady. Go wash yourself up.
That was about the corniest shit you could have conjured up. Really?
Corn on the cob, bitch.
Queen
Corn on the
She
cob,
knows
bitch.
my feelings by calling me bitch. Shit, who's next?
Yo, Dodge, give us some more comedy.
I don't know. Welcome back to the low IQ. I mean, listen, Clown House is a waste of time. I mean, it's just like talking in a forest.
Elaborate on talking in the forest.
It's all just low IQ, stupid opinion making, and it doesn't come from books. It's not intelligent discourse, nor is it an audiobook. So this is a hypnosis app, well constructed, and the back end data buying, it's probably going to be exposed in Doge. I wouldn't be surprised if the National Defense Authorization Act is actually buying all this useless data and useless conversations and claiming that it's valuable, but it's not. You know it, I know it. Just go do a quick survey. Tell me if you hear anything intelligent. You won't. Therefore, it's just a bunch of birds chirping, and we're just a bunch of social animals.
And yet
Holy
here
shit!
you are.
I think
Wait.
you
And
just
yet
invited
here you
us to a
are.
rabbit hole.
Here you are in the room trying to have a conversation. Here you are.
No, he's not really trying to have a conversation. He's just speaking because I requested some service value vocabulary.
I take that respectfully, interpreter. Sorry.
Yeah, he just got here. He just got here. You just got here, but you was in the audience. But he just got on the stage and he's participating. You know,
He is. You're correct.
So I'm intrigued because I'm like, oh shit, you about to take us down a rabbit hole. What rabbit hole you about to take us down? Because you know some shit, man. Could you just like? Yeah, you just have to say out loud all communication is hypnosis, and then you set yourself free. All right, so let's dive into that. Can we dive into that?
Hold on. Time out. Breaking news. Please, I was just doing these exercises while I was fighting. This is from Yaki Awaken. This shit was powerful, bro. Check out these exercises for your lymph node. And this is stuff that we never, ever deal with. Word, check that out.
I also have some essential oils for sale if anyone is interested after this communication hypnosis is complete.
I don't want to buy any of your shit.
You gotta get permission to promote on the stage. And you gotta get rid of that red ticket.
Hey, brother, have you ever been here before?
No, I'm just a wandering essential oil salesman, and I'm offering 3-for-1 deals tonight on a limited time basis. If you want some of those, just amazing.
I'm not trying to be mean or what I'm saying is
I am fuck the Jews.
These people, no, they not. No, fuck you, bro. Wait, hold on.
Everybody calm down. Angie, you say you want to fuck the Jews. Tell me how you want to fuck them. I'm making a simple statement. I heard it too, Jeff. I heard it means funny. Hold on, Jeff. Calm down, buddy.
Being murdered locally. So,
that's propaganda.
Oh yeah, that's what all these.
You can say, you can say all the whites are being killed, Christians are being killed.
What do you mean? They're killing Christians in Syria.
I'm talking about the phenomenon itself. Like, you can now be it Alawite or Alawi or whatever Christian, you can argue that whatever happened to Assad was a bad thing. So what your position is right now is very irrelevant. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're unjust or that you shouldn't have this position. No, it's a very beautiful thing that you believe that killing is a bad thing. I like you for saying that, but unfortunately, the truth is that it's always two-sided.
Yeah, earlier you said that a lot of people got killed in the name of Islam. In the name of Islam is what they proclaim themselves. Islam didn't say kill for me, you know what I mean? It's just like saying,
I don't care what Islam says. It's what happens.
One second. It's just like me, or anybody going to shoot up a elementary school and saying I did it in the name of love. No one is gonna believe that bullshit, you know? But when it comes to religion, they're like, yeah, he did it in the name of Christianity, he did it in the name of Islam, or whatever. This label or this phrase, it's like a common phrase, but it makes no sense at all.
Mate, you don't have to defend the Islam part for me. I'm not defending.
I'm just saying, like, it's a common phrase people use, even though it's retarded.
Sure. Maybe it's retarded. Maybe for some people it's very vivid. I don't know. I don't care. It's not about Islam in this case. It's about how people would use any argument to justify their means. That's when the killing happens. People justify killing, especially on a large scale. Genocide is always justified by some motivation in which people believe. Otherwise, genocide can't happen. Why do you believe the Palestinians are being genocided? Simply because somewhere, someone, or a large group of people have a argument they believe in. And that's the way these things go.
It's the same argument that you believe Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes it's necessary. It happens in history. It's just the way it goes. It doesn't matter how you feel about it.
Exactly, but that's true. That's true. So in some ways, you can say, even though I respect your opinion, I like it very much. Do not kill is a very nice thing, is a very important thing.
Sound like a man for that base in your voice. You might have something between your legs. I don't know. Nah, I don't know about that. You might got third leg shit. I don't know. Throw that bass in your voice.
I'm with the Jews, bro. We gonna take over your land.
Yo, Chip, shut your ass up.
Yo,
I don't know what shit.
we gonna make it sexy.
Shut up. Bitch, nobody was even talking to you. Suck my
Bitch,
dick.
shut the fuck up.
Listen to the Jew.
Be respectful to the woman.
Be respectful to the
Nah,
Jew.
you can't make me with all that bass in my voice.
Your ankle. I would say hit him with a 9-inch
Step on your mouth.
9-inch pole and let's be done with
your land. We gonna take over your land.
Yo, Chip, why don't you take my shit on?
your grandmother's
Hold on. I don't understand the threat properly. Tip, who is we and what land will we take over?
Me and my president, we gonna take over.
Who's your president?
Me and Donald Trump.
He's Jewish, you dumb cunt. He's Jewish, you dumb cunt.
Hold on.
Now Donald Trump is Jewish? He's been Jewish for the past 2 years.
Ask me a question.
You are serving the white man.